In the city of angels, where dreams rise and fall under the golden California sun, a basketball dynasty was born, not overnight, not by luck, but through vision, resilience, and a relentless hunger for greatness. The story of the Los Angeles Lakers is not just about basketball. It's about culture, fame, heartbreak, and rebirth. It's about the purple and gold that became a global symbol of excellence, glamour, and dominance. And it begins long before the bright lights of Hollywood ever met the echo of bouncing basketballs inside the legendary Staples Center. The roots of the Lakers trace back to Minneapolis, Minnesota. It was there, in 1947, when the franchise was founded as the Minneapolis Lakers. The name Lakers came from the state's nickname, the land of 10,000 lakes. Back then, the NBA wasn't even officially formed yet. The team competed in the National Basketball League and quickly established itself as a powerhouse. With a towering figure leading them, George Mikan, the first true superstar of professional basketball, the Lakers became the league's first dynasty. Mikan, a bespectacled giant at 6'10", dominated the paint like no one before him. He changed how the game was played. Under his leadership, the Minneapolis Lakers captured 5 championships between 1949 and 1954, setting the foundation for what would later become one of the most decorated franchises in sports history. But as the 1950s faded into memory, so did the Lakers' dominance in Minnesota. Crowds thinned, and interest waned. The team struggled both financially and competitively. Minneapolis, a small market, couldn't sustain a professional basketball team that craved the spotlight. Then came a bold move, one that would redefine the franchise forever. In 1960, owner Bob Short decided to relocate the team to Los Angeles. It was a risk. No NBA team had ever ventured that far west. But it was a calculated gamble, a vision that Los Angeles, the land of stars and stories, was ready for a team that could shine just as bright. The Lakers arrived in California with hope and heritage. They had Elgin Baylor, a dazzling forward whose style of play was years ahead of its time. Baylor's aerial artistry and scoring ability mesmerized fans. Soon after, the team acquired another superstar, Jerry West. The man whose silhouette would one day become the NBA's logo was a fierce competitor, defined by precision, discipline, and heart. Together, West and Baylor formed one of the most electrifying duos of the 1960s. The Lakers reached the NBA Finals multiple times during the decade but kept running into the same wall, the Boston Celtics. Year after year, they fell short, often in heartbreaking fashion. The Celtics, led by Bill Russell, had the Lakers' number, and it became one of the most intense rivalries in sports. Despite their greatness, Baylor and West couldn't capture the ultimate prize. Yet, their struggles built the foundation of resilience that would later define the franchise. The arrival of Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal in Los Angeles was like lightning striking twice in the same place. The energy around the team felt different. The fans could feel it, the league could sense it, and the city of Los Angeles was ready to fall in love with the Lakers all over again. After years of rebuilding and searching for their identity, the purple and gold finally had a new heartbeat, one that pulsed with raw talent, hunger, and ambition. Shaq was the unstoppable force, and Kobe was the rising star who refused to be ordinary. Together, they were the foundation of what would soon become another dynasty. Shaquille O'Neal brought dominance unlike anything the league had seen since Wilt Chamberlain. At 7'1" and over 300 pounds, he was a mountain of muscle and grace. He bullied defenders, shattered rims, and made the paint his personal kingdom. Kobe Bryant, on the other hand, was the embodiment of relentless ambition. Fresh out of high school, he wasn't intimidated by anyone. His work ethic was legendary even before he became a star. While other players rested, Kobe practiced. He wanted greatness, not tomorrow, not later, but now. He studied Michael Jordan's every move, every fadeaway, every mannerism. He wasn't trying to copy, he was trying to evolve. The late 1990s were filled with flashes of brilliance but also growing pains. The Lakers were a team of immense talent but lacked direction. Coaches came and went, and playoff exits became familiar heartbreaks. The chemistry between Kobe and Shaq, though powerful, was volatile. They were two alphas in the same cage, both wanting to be the face of the franchise. But destiny had bigger plans for them. In 1999, everything changed when the Lakers hired Phil Jackson, the Zen master who had guided the Chicago Bulls to 6 championships. Jackson brought structure, balance, and the triangle offense, a system built on teamwork, spacing, and trust. More importantly, he knew how to manage superstars. He had handled Jordan and Pippen, now, he would handle Shaq and Kobe. Phil Jackson's arrival marked the beginning of the Lakers' return to dominance. Under his leadership, Shaq and Kobe's talents were harmonized into something unstoppable. The year 2000 became the rebirth of the Lakers' empire. Shaquille O'Neal had one of the most dominant seasons in NBA history, winning the league MVP and leading the team to 67 wins. Kobe, still just 21, became his fearless co-pilot. Together, they tore through opponents with power, precision, and swagger. The Lakers reached the NBA Finals for the first time since the Magic Johnson era, facing the Indiana Pacers. The battles were fierce, but Shaq was unstoppable, averaging 38 points per game in the series. When the final buzzer sounded, the Lakers were champions again. The purple and gold were back on top. The dynasty had returned. The celebration wasn't just in the locker room, it was in the streets, in the neighborhoods, in every heart that beat for L. After the confetti settled on the Lakers' 2010 championship, Los Angeles stood on top of the basketball world once again. The city glowed purple and gold. The echoes of MVP chants still bounced around Staples Center, and Kobe Bryant stood as the living embodiment of excellence. He had delivered on his promise, to bring the Lakers back to greatness. Yet, in sports, the climb is never permanent. Dynasties, no matter how strong, are fragile. And soon, the winds of change began to blow once again through the heart of Los Angeles. The Lakers entered the next few seasons with high hopes. Kobe, Pau Gasol, Lamar Odom, and Derek Fisher remained the team's backbone. They aimed for a three-peat, something only the most elite teams ever achieved. In 2011, they seemed poised to do it. But the journey took an unexpected turn. In the playoffs, the Lakers were swept by the Dallas Mavericks, signaling the end of their dominance. Phil Jackson retired soon after, closing one of the greatest coaching careers in sports history. The Zen master, who had guided both Jordan's Bulls and Kobe's Lakers to 6 and 5 championships respectively, walked away. For the first time in years, the Lakers were without their guiding hand. The years that followed were turbulent. The team struggled to maintain its identity. Kobe, still performing at an elite level, carried an enormous load, pushing his body and mind to the limit. In 2012, a glimmer of hope appeared when the Lakers acquired Steve Nash and Dwight Howard, a move that reignited championship dreams. On paper, it was a super team. Nash, the two-time MVP, would orchestrate the offense. Dwight Howard, the league's top center, would protect the rim. Combined with Kobe, Gasol, and Metta World Peace, it looked like the makings of another golden era. But basketball isn't played on paper. Nash battled injuries, Howard clashed with Kobe's demanding leadership, and chemistry never formed. The Lakers limped through the season, ending in disappointment and frustration. It was a reminder that greatness can't be assembled overnight, it must be built, earned, and forged through unity. In 2013, tragedy struck. In April, during a crucial stretch of games to push for the playoffs, Kobe Bryant tore his Achilles tendon, one of the most devastating injuries in sports. The sight of him clutching his leg, grimacing in pain, broke the hearts of millions. But even in that moment, Kobe's determination defined him. He limped to the free throw line and sank both shots before walking off under his own power. It was a scene that would become part of Lakers folklore, the ultimate symbol of grit and pride. Kobe's body was breaking, but his spirit was unshakable. The Lakers' playoff hopes faded quickly after, and with them, the remnants of their championship core. The next few seasons were dark days for the Lakers faithful. The team entered a full rebuild for the first time in decades. Kobe, nearing the end of his career, became a mentor.